I'm going to list the 5 top reasons you guys are not making money as photographers. Number 1, you just don't understand your value. Now, when I talk about value, I'm not talking about money or anything as a commodity. I'm talking about your actual value of what you bring to the table. Most of you don't understand why you're important to a client. You've been fed all these different lines to say, but you don't really believe why you're valuable. And as an artist, it's really, really difficult. But I, by all means, recommend understanding this basic premise, at minimum of these 5 things. You are extremely valuable. For example, if I was photographing for a business, what impact does my images have for that business? What is it affecting? Well, let's say it's a dentist. I have a toothache. I want to go ahead and look for a new dentist. I go online, try to find a dentist. I scroll down. Some of them look inapproachable. I don't know if I want to hire that person. They look kind of scary. No, thank you. If 100 people do that a month, ultimately, it affects their bottom line revenue. It affects how much money they're earning every single month, every single year. Now, let's look at that as a photographer. It's an opportunity there. If I take a better portrait of that person, I can increase the amount of sales they have. So as an example, if 100 people go back to their website and look at that person and said, wow, that person looks approachable, it affects their bottom line revenue. They see an increase in sales, and ultimately, my images have a lot more value to that person. When I can articulate that, I benefit. Now, what I mean is I'm no longer a $50 photographer. Now I'm a person that's drawing in new leads for that person, and I'm also affecting their business revenue. So I have a lot more value to that specific person. But understanding your value as a photographer is the one thing that you can do in order for you to start generating more revenue. Number 2, you suck at marketing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, as a sole entrepreneur, as the person that's running your own business, running your own brand, there's so many different things to tackle that marketing doesn't seem like an important part of the puzzle. But frankly, most of the business is generated based off of marketing. If you look back at any successful business, most of it has been driven by marketing, by good marketing. So you don't have to be good at marketing right away, but you have to be effective at marketing right away. Because if not, you're not drawing a new business and you're going to see that decline in sales. So ultimately, I'm going to give you at least 1 tip on good marketing practice that you should be using today. And that simply is using other people's audiences to build your business and build your brand. Now, how I've done that is this. I've written for entrepreneur.com to their consumer audience. Now, I still build my business. I'm a solo entrepreneur, but I don't have the volume of sales that most of those people have. But my idea is this. If I wrote articles for those people on photography and what to expect from photographers, I'm now creating articles for an educated audience. I'm letting them know, hey, I exist, but also here's what you can expect from me. So I'm creating purposeful content that's relevant for their consumer fan base to contact me to let me know, hey, I'd like to work with you. I read your articles. I think that's interesting. So I had a good return on investment. While I didn't get paid directly from entrepreneur.com, I did get paid by the people that hired me because they read my articles. And again, it's a consumer audience that's now educated. So think about ways that you can reach out to different magazines, companies within your area, etc., to reach new demographics that you may not have had before. Number 3, doing stuff for free without anything in return. And most people do things for free without any type of remuneration. Now, if you notice my number 2, as I said, I wrote an article for free, but in exchange, I got a consumer audience that was my ideal audience for new business. If you're just doing things for free without purpose whatsoever, that's the quickest way to be a starving artist. You have to create things with purpose. So as an example, if you're a concert photographer, you're always doing things for free. It's not generating any new business. You're just hoping it has quote unquote exposure. You're doing things in that regard. Chances are that you're not going to be in business very long because there's just a superfluous amount of people in that specific demographic doing things for free without any tangible ROI on that. So the idea is to be purposeful with the content you're creating. In that specific circumstance, what I'd recommend doing is someone asks you, you're at a concert, you're shooting photography to use those images for free, ask for something in return. If it's not monetary, ask for something that's going to go ahead and grow your business, grow your brand, whether it's a recommendation, whether it's access to a specific person to give you something in return, whether it's their publicist. Find some way to get information back so you can reach that specific demographic that you're looking for. Number 4, putting in the effort. A lot of you are using what I like to call effectively passive marketing or passive outreach. You're putting out good content, but you're hoping people say. The idea is not to do that. The idea is to knock on those doors and make those calls and physically put in the effort, put in the work to let them know that you exist. If you're going to create content, share it with people, let them know, send them in messages, say, hey, look what I did. This is amazing. I'd love to do this for you. But you got to put in the effort. You can't just sit back and hope that you're going to get assignments. It doesn't work that way. It's about putting in the elbow grease and letting them know, hey, I exist. I'd love to do this with you. That also brings me to number 5, which is actually something that is part of this video. It's stop learning, start doing. Now, when I talk about that, it's really close to home because I also teach photography, but I want my students to actually physically go practice it. You know, it's okay to read books, it's okay to understand and watch videos, but you gotta put in the effort. You gotta put in the work to understand what it's really like running a business. Running a business as a creative is quite literally like learning how to swim. You can't really learn from a book. You gotta jump in the pool and learn how to swim. And the reality is you swim or die. I mean, you swim or drown. Those are your options. So running a business is the same way. You either make it happen or you fail. Those are your 2 options for what you have. The idea is to jump in, feet first, and just try to survive as long as you can. And hopefully you start learning how to paddle. Now, ultimately, it's great to learn new techniques from new books and learn new techniques from videos on how to quote unquote swim. But ultimately, you have to do it in order for you to get the best return on your investment and time reading that content. So stop reading, start doing. Stop learning, start doing so you can learn as much as you can. Those are my 5 tips on how to capitalize and make more money as a photographer. These are the 5 reasons that you're probably not making money now. So stop watching this content, go actually put these techniques to practice, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, leave those in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing you guys in the future, and have an amazing day.